Yo, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. Like, share this episode. And here's a question that I got from a long time listener. He was like, would you be okay with your girl hanging with a gay man? This is a good question. This is I would say 20, 30 years ago, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But in this day and time, I would say it wouldn't be cool with me. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, you might say, you might see things different. But it just depends on what type of relationship you have. But you got to ask yourself this question. If you have, if you're in a relationship with a woman, why would she want to hang out with a gay guy? Or just what type of woman wants to hang out with a gay guy? These are just some questions you have to ask. Why would she want to hang out with a gay guy? And see, women today see gay guys different than they used to back in the day. I remember back in the day when I was growing up, women kind of being a gay guy, this is how a lot of women looked at gay guys. They kind of looked at it like, what a waste. It was kind of like they can't believe this guy is gay. As attractive as he is, he could probably have any woman he want, but he chose to be gay. A lot of women that wasn't like that was kind of like a turn off for a lot of women. They didn't even want to hang out with a gay guy back in the day. This is when I was growing up. They wouldn't. You wouldn't see a girl going shopping with a gay guy or talking to a gay guy on the phone or anything like that. As a matter of fact, a lot of gay guys were, I'm gonna say the majority of gay guys were in the closet. You know, most of the time, the only way we found out this guy was gay because of some woman kind of exposed him. That's how we found out if a guy was gay back in the day. They didn't really come out the closet like that. I can't remember any guy that came out. Maybe one guy that came out the closet, but he died. He died with AIDS. He's the only one guy that came out the closet. But most of them guys, they didn't come out like that. Some woman kind of exposed them. And that wasn't a good thing. A lot of women didn't give guys no props. Didn't say, hey, live your truth. No, it wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see guys today. He's a pitcher and a batter. He laying up with men and women. No, you didn't see that. If a woman found out a guy was gay, she didn't want to have nothing to do with him. Physically, she didn't want to be in his presence. Yeah, she might if she was in on the job or something like that, she would probably tolerate him or whatever. But like personal space, nah. Most of them women they don't have nothing to do with them guys like that. Not at all. But today things have changed up a bit, drastically, I would say. Today you got guys will lay up with men and the woman. They even have kids together. You have guys these same guys that lay up with men and women, they'll get a girl pregnant. Yeah, they'll get a girl pregnant. I saw this when I was in Atlanta. You see, you don't see it all the time, but I was in the Atlantic Station area of downtown Atlanta. People that live in Atlanta, they know that area. That's like an area where there's shopping centers and restaurants and bars and lounges in the Atlantic Station area, And I was walking one day and I saw a guy that was a cross-dresser walking with a woman, and the woman was pregnant. And I could tell they were together based on the body language, and they holding hands and they all hugged up together. So I could tell they were together as a couple. That didn't happen back in the day. You didn't have women co-signing gay guys, telling them, hey, live your truth. Yeah. Talking about freedom and all that. No. You didn't have guys, women being in a relationship with guys and living with guys. No. So 9 times out of 10, if you have a woman that you live with, your wife, your living girlfriend or whatever, and if she's hanging with a gay guy, you have to be very, you have to ask yourself why she's hanging with this guy. And 9 times out of 10, something's going on. They're not just hanging out with each other just because. This ain't the 80s no more. Or the 90s no more. The people think differently. They see gay guys different. It used to be where you had some women would hang out with gay guys. I should say they wouldn't mind hanging out with a gay guy because, or I should say, they would feel comfortable in hanging out with a gay guy. Not saying she would, but she would feel comfortable because a lot of women would look at it like gay guys wouldn't make a pass. They ain't trying to get nothing. They ain't trying to do get in her pants. So a lot of women would feel comfortable being around a lot of gay guys. But that ain't the case no more. You got and the crazy thing is, a lot of these guys that lay up with men and women, they don't necessarily see themselves as gay. No, they don't see themselves as gay, especially if they're in any sort of entertainment. They don't see themselves as gay. They'll lay up. You might have a rapper or a singer or some actor or actress, something like that. they might do something strange for a piece of change, or do something funny for a little bit of money, or just trying to get a job or whatever for one night, even if it's for an hour or two. You know, you have a guy lay up with another guy, or a woman lay up with a stud woman or something like that, and just for that one night, they'll be like, "Oh, I ain't gay. I did that. That was for pay, gay for pay type deal." Or I did that because I had to do what I had to do. You got to do whatever it takes. So they'll justify their gay activities, right? Because of whatever payoff that they supposed to get in return, right? So they'll be like, "Well, I didn't do it. I don't do this on my personal time, so that makes me not gay." You know, they'll say, people say stuff like this, which makes no sense in my eyes. And maybe you might agree or disagree, you know, but they don't think they're gay. And then you know, they'll say, "Oh, I just did it one time," or whatever. And then 5 years later, they'll do it again. And they'll be like, "Well, I had to do what I had to do. I know I did it one time in the past, but I had to do it this time just to get the record deal, or just to get promoted or whatever." You know, they'll justify almost anything. There's people that think like this, but they won't say they're gay. They'll just say, "I had to do what I had to do." You know what I'm saying? This type of shit happens. You have guys that work in corporate America, and you know, well, guys and gals work in corporate America, and all type of activities happen. Sometimes they happen between couples. Sometimes they happen as they might be in a situation by themselves. I'll give you an example. I remember I had a job at I'm not gonna say what company it was, but I had a corporate job years ago, and I was working with this guy, and he had a little, I think he was just like manager's assistant at the time, and he's trying to get promoted because the manager, the guy above him, was about to leave, right? So, you know, he was one of those guys that would go to all the company parties and all that stuff, you know, during the summer, and go to all the Christmas parties and all that stuff, right? So, you know, when they do that, they usually bring their wives around. So he told me his I think the manager or somebody above the manager was like, I think it was a senior manager or somebody above him for sure. Basically was like, "If you let me lay up with your wife, I'll put in a good word for you, so you get promoted." So I said, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah, that's basically what he said." And I wasn't surprised. This type of shit happens more than you think. You know, what usually happens, let me tell you what's common. What's common is when a man and a woman has to lay up with somebody to move up the corporate ladder. Now that's pretty common. Now what's uncommon is when a guy says, "Hey man, let me lay up with your wife for one night, and I'll make sure to put in a good word for you." Now that's not common, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? And check this out. It could go either way. It could be the same sex sometimes. It could be a man with another man, or a woman with another woman, or it could be a couple with another couple. The dynamics could go either way. You know what I'm saying? But the funny thing is, after these people have done what they've done, and if it's with the same sex, whatever they've done is with the same sex, they don't think they're gay. That's the point I'm trying to get. I'm trying to make and get you to understand. They don't think that they're gay. They'll justify and say, "Oh, I had to do what I had to do for my husband. Oh, I had to do what I had to do to get promoted. Oh, I had to do what I had to do to get the deal." Whatever, and on and on and on. You know, people will justify almost anything. You know what I'm saying? So when your woman wants to hang out with a gay guy, you have to always ask, why? You know, 9 times out of 10, there's something going on physically. This ain't the 80s no more. It's like I said, you know, I would be very wary of that. That would be like a red flag for me in this day and time. You know, I know there's a new day and people see things different or whatever, but I don't necessarily see things the way a lot of people see things. You know, I have my own way of seeing things. And see, you have to, I look at it like this. Whatever you're doing in your relationship, it's either helping the relationship or hurting the relationship. You gotta look at it like that. Is this helping or hurting the relationship? And is this going to, am I going to be able to sustain these activities in this relationship over a long period of time? You have to ask that. You know, a lot of times we're doing things to destroy the relationship, to hurt the relationship. Yeah, that's what a lot of times a lot of us are doing. We're opening the doors to things that could destroy the relationship. Like, I'll give you an example. A lot of people will, you know, I guess the guy's number one fantasy is to have a threesome, right? That's what, you know, I guess that's what people say. You know, I don't know how true that is. And the woman, I guess for a woman, the number one fantasy in today's time is to lay up with another woman. That's what today's fantasy is for a lot of women today. They want to lay up with another woman. Now, you would think that they probably want to have a threesome with another man or something like that. But no, women today, they, in my opinion, are too close to other women. So they want to lay up with another woman. They want to be like a man, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's what they think. People think they want to do these things, right? The problem with that is, once they try it, whether they like it or not, they open up the door to whatever else could possibly happen. And see, what's going to happen when your wife or your girlfriend likes the threesome? What's going to happen if it's your first time doing the threesome and you like it? What's going to happen? Are you going to keep doing it? What if you didn't like it, but she did? Are you going to keep doing it? Or are you going to stop? What if you like it and she didn't? Or are you going to keep doing it and leave her out? So see, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got to always think ahead. You know, I always try to stay 2 to 3 steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing stuff just to be doing it. And just because somebody else done something or tried something, that don't necessarily mean you should do it. Everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So this is just my thoughts on what I think about if my girl was hanging with a gay guy. You might have a total different opinion. You know what I'm saying? You might think differently. But, you know, why would she want to hang out with a gay guy? That's just like, why would a girl want to go to hang out at the strip club all the time? I mean, most of the time, there's some type of dysfunction there, or a lot of it has to do with her upbringing. Maybe she got daddy issues. I don't know. But you have to understand or find out where it stems from and go from there. You know what I'm saying? And if this is something that if it's a common thing for her, maybe, and you don't like it, maybe this is somebody you shouldn't be in a relationship with. If it's a common thing, common occurrence, it's kind of like if you meet a girl and she go to the strip club all the time. Do you really want to be with a girl that likes going to the strip club all the time? I don't know. I mean, what type of girl likes going to the strip club all the time? I don't know. You gotta. I mean, do you really want that? Do you really want to be in a serious relationship with a woman like that? And is that relationship sustainable over a long period of time? Years, 5, 10, 20 years. I'm just saying, you know, because I don't know about you, but I like to win. I like to put myself in a position to win. I don't like to lose. So these are just my thoughts. Like, share this episode. Tell me what you think below. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. Just click the link below. Until next time, I'm out.